Hello and welcome to another LEGO review. Today we're taking a look at the Indiana Jones set. This is the only set I've gotten this time, and I will compare it to one of the original sets I bought back in 2008. This set is Escape from the Lost Tomb. Now, I have seen a video of a certain retro blasting person who bought a few of these sets, combined them into something that's more movie accurate. But for someone like me, I like the film, but I don't really want to get that many sets to combine it. The only time I've ever done that was the Corridor set with Luke versus Dark Troopers, because I just really like Luke Skywalker, and I like The Mandalorian Season 2, so that's something I did, but that's not something I would be doing with a lot of different LEGO sets. So what we have here is good enough for me. Just looking around the room, there are a lot of sticker sheets required, the logos and symbols on the walls, the sarcophagus prints there, as well as little stickers on the Ark itself. For the statues themselves, I'm not really sure I care for them being able to spin around a lot. I get that for this side there's a drop mechanic gimmick, but this one, why does it have to spin? Like, it's fine for the most part, but I don't need it to spin. It's a nice extra feature maybe. That one falls a bit too easily. I don't really think it actually needs this trigger right there, because you can just easily push this statue over. A lot of flaming torches, a lot of snakes. In the bottom there's another gimmick around this side where there's a little trigger and a snake can fall up, just a single snake. I guess you can unplug all the other snakes and put it in the tray there. But this one is also a little bit flimsy, a little bit too easy for the snake to fall out. And yeah, I guess in terms of just play features that they try to stick into the set, it's okay. But once again, I feel like it's a little bit unnecessary. I would like building sets just to focus on more building. More sticker sheets on the side here, and the Ark itself can be removed quite easily because only attach via a single stud. And the Ark itself has some yellow pieces, some gold pieces, and 2 more sticker sheets for the details. Those look just fine in there. So I'm gonna push this tower over, it breaks open the wall. The minifigures can escape through the back. And there's a little pulley trigger here where there's a mummy that just drops down. So that's an extra minifigure. I'm just going to get him out because we're going to take a closer look at the minifigure in a moment. Otherwise, there's not much going on back here. I feel like there's a lot of wasted space here. They really could have added a few things here and there, or maybe even this top area could be used as part of the entrance room when he finds the Ark, where he puts a little staff in for the sun to shine onto the hints and whatever. Otherwise, from the front, this building does look pretty neat. It's grand enough, it's big enough for it to not look too silly. There's definitely a lot of areas that they've left studs out for you, so you can attach extra plates, extra rooms. So if you are a customizer of LEGO sets, you can very, very easily customize this to something more movie accurate, or you can also very easily add a rooftop area for the room above where Indy can swing down with his rope. Now, in terms of the minifigure, we have this mummified figure here. It does look quite creepy and cooly. I do like it quite a bit. I think this figure would be quite useful in many, many other circumstances. Some sort of monster set or something. You can use it for other custom bits and pieces. It's pretty good. Second minifigure here, she has a screamy face. That's quite cool. We have that expression there because she's definitely screaming when she's down there in this room holding a torch. Now, what's weird though, that he doesn't have a scared face. In fact, he only has one face, even though he has a big piece on his head that can cover up printed details on the back, but it doesn't have that. So this is a very basic printed minifigure. It doesn't really have that much details to him. I mean, she also has like dual molded legs, a little bit of extra printing on the faces, but he's very simple. Doesn't even have leg printing. And finally, we have Indy here. We have an annoyed face. He has hair attached to his hat, and he has a more happy back face. Back printing, front printing, very standard stuff. This version of him is wearing gloves, which he does in the movie, so that's accurate to detail. So in order to compare him to the original 2008 figure, one of the only sets I got was this chase scene from the Last Crusade. So we got a little hut there for some extra boxes for them to crash into. There's a little flagpole. There is a German soldier here on a bike that uses the Bruce Wayne head from the Batman sets, and his chest printing color doesn't quite match the skin tone of the hands or the head, so that's very distracting. Comes with this other bike with a sidecar, a map on it that's nicely printed, an extra backpack, and of course most importantly it comes with Indy's dad, which is a very good representation of Sean Connery from that film. I feel like the head design is absolutely perfect in capturing his character. I think this is one of the best live actors to Lego minifigures I've ever seen. No back printing or whatever on his figures, but the front print and the front face print are very, very good. So I'm just gonna put it to the side. I've kept it in very good condition. Now the old Indy is also here. So as you can see, both of them have this whip, softish material. Now the new one is much softer, I think, more like a rubbery gummy texture, whereas the old one feels a little bit more springy. In terms of facial print, I think the new one is better. It also has more painted details on the hat, as well as the extra hair attached to the hat piece, whereas the old Indy just uses a generic fedora hat. No printing on the back on the old one, but the new one has all printing, as well as an extra face, so that's more details that are better on the new one. Both of them have a side pack. They are the same piece, and I feel like they feel the same too. Same rubbery texture. In terms of the front torso print, both of them are decent. Depending what color, I think the new one's a little bit sharper. The lining is a little bit more detailed and finer, and the skin tone doesn't quite match on either one of them. Belt details are slightly different. I don't really know which one would be better or worse. They're both decent, and the gun hoist holster as well as the leg printing are both equally good. So they're both good, just have slightly different details. Overall, the new Indy is much better than the old one, which should be to be expected. But sometimes that's not always the case. But in this case, the new Indy is. Here's one more thing I got from 2008, this giant Lego poster. We picked it up when we went to the Windsor Legoland in the UK. So this is a pretty cool thing to have. Much nicer than random knickknacks and stuff. Pretty good full-size A3, A2 poster of Lego Indiana Jones, and I think I've kept it in good condition. So in terms of the set itself, I like it a lot. It's substantial enough to not look too silly. They didn't cut away too much. They gave it a good price point and enough pieces for you to build an adequate room that represents the movie. Once again, it is quite easy to buy more sets or buy extra pieces to customize the set to make it more movie accurate, but what we have here is a good toy representation of the room, and I am quite happy with it. All the main features are there. You got the actual arc and the framing around it. You got all the extra snakes, as well the playing gimmick. All the pieces are a little bit too loose, but if you just put it on display, it should just be fine. The minifigures are also pretty great. I feel like we have enough minifigures with this set. We have an extra mummy, maybe, but for the minifigures we have here, they all match the set itself, and they are decent minifigures. They are much better than what they used to be from many years ago, so I am quite happy with the Indiana Jones figure here. Subscribe, suggest, and comment below, and as always, take care, have a nice day. I'll see you guys soon. Bye bye now.